Warcraft, one of the most popular MMOs of all time. A game full of standing and shooting, and sometimes if you're lucky, you can stand and shoot at the same time. The game itself is defined by the mass amounts of grinding, neckbeards, and sometimes grinding on neckbeards. Even though everybody knows at this point that the Night Elf mistresses at Goldshire are just more neckbeards ERP. The game itself has shifted a lot since its initial release in 2004. With over 9 expansions to its name, the game has lowered the difficulty with every expansion to help push players along through the old stuff and into the new. Those sweaty neckbeards I mentioned don't like the ease of current WoW and instead have flocked to the remastered version of that sweet, sweet, mind-numbing hard release of classic World of Warcraft. But even then, some sweat more than others, and that can be seen with the rise of hardcore classic. They wanted to make the game that takes 300 hours to complete even harder by making it so that you only get one life. I, of course, like the normal person that I am, haven't played classic WoW since 2020 when the Blizz devs blessed their poor and impoverished community with the Burning Crusade. But since I also love the feeling of beating my balls with a meat mallet, I decided to join the journey to max level of 60 in World of Warcraft Hardcore Classic. To start off my story, I had to create the greatest character of all time. The character that would join me and last the test of time as we grinded our way to the top of the food chain. My strategy was to play as a hunter, since they have the overpowered feigned death, which basically is like a free hey, I'm dead, wink wink, and they have their own little meat shield pet, who can take a bullet for me when needed. Since classic is cringe and class locked, I have the choice of a smelly short guy with a beard to his knees, or a beautiful purple girl. I did the smart thing and chose the purple girl. I then proceeded to spend the next 5 minutes of my life perfecting my 2-pixel creation. Then the question rises, what do I name my new companion that I'll be stuck with for the next 10-ish in-game days of my life? I crafted the perfect name for the sweatiest neckbeard that I was. Cock Rock. Now that my tool is complete, it was time to start my journey into the World of Warcraft. So let's begin. I spawned into Dar Nasus, the ancient megatree of the Night Elves. For those who don't know, everyone starts the game in their own little race starting zone. It's kind of like the Rugrat Kitty Pin, but you're only allowed to leave when you're cool enough. So I did my duties by gathering plants, killing little imp dudes, killing more wildlife, and even going into the big scary cave, which do not do this. This is a big no-no for a deathless run. It's too tight and too easy to be ambushed and ganged up upon by 6 dudes, and ultimately you're gonna die most likely. So in this big scary cave that I probably shouldn't have been in, I fought a lot of spiders, and I stole their eggies because the quest giver was hungry or something, I don't know. But finally, at level 5, I was considered cool enough to be able to leave the kitty pen and explore the rest of the world. The first thing I did out of the loser pen was join a guild. Yo, I joined a guild, let's go! Guild time! I joined Hardcore Cuties because the other hardcore guilds sounded pretty stuck up, not gonna lie. We had a constant stream of losers whisper spamming us saying that we were a fake hardcore guild, which my response is, so don't care, take the L, nerd. I guess we weren't official on their Discord, so oh well. But with a guild of friendos bagged, I decided to head toward the starting town. Every starting zone has 3 staples: the kitty pen, the starting town that you will visit once and never again, and the mega city for your race. On my road to Dar Nasus, which is the big Night Elf city, I needed to complete an ass ton of quests in Dolinar. The small town was only 1 minute walk from the kitty pen, and I quickly started completing quests for the Night Elf residents. The main enemies of Dolinar were the Furbolgs, who terrorized the area. My job was to kill a lot of these big, stinky, furry bear-like creatures. I killed their mystics, I stole their water, and I even killed their boss and stole his big, fancy necklace. I don't know why, I guess the elves liked the gems in it or something, because they wanted it. But the area also had a lot more imp troubles, with them being caused by some evil demon satyrs. I broke my one rule again and went into a cave to kill a load of them and bag the head of their boss, Lord Melanots, who notably turned into a furry during our fight. He was easy to kill. all furries are. After completing all these quests, it was time for me to venture forth from Dolinar and seek the Priestess of Darnassus, even though I'd have to come back to this town so many times. So you guys will see Dolinar again, and so did I. God, I hate Dolinar. Along the way, throughout my journey to the Night Elf Metropolis, I got a girlfriend. Yippee! I know, what can I say? Your boy is a chick magnet. I just asked for help and she helped, and then bam, we were having a great old time. We were talking and chatting and talking. She was comforting me while I underwent my brutal 5-minute walk to Darnassus from Dolinar. She was in the next zone, which was Darkshore, and was telling me about how much she hated it. She wanted to leave the zone quickly and go to the Dwarven leveling zone. When, bam, she died. I was torn up about losing my girlfriend I had just had for one day. But then she rage quit and came back later and for a new run. This time as a human paladin, forsaking our night elf nature. But enough of women. It was time to hop back on that Sigma grind set, because Teldrassil is such a bad leveling zone for hardcore players. Because you know what came next? Cave time! And this one is the biggest one yet. The next cave system is brutal. It was swarmed with furbolgs, and most notably, furbolg shamans. These losers are my main problem, my rivals, my banes, my anti-me's. Let me explain. As a low-level hunter, my goal is to sink as much ranged damage I can into an enemy before finishing them off with my dagger, because by the time I put all that damage to them, they're on me, attacking with melee attacks. Shamans say screw that, and once they get into melee range, they will heal themselves back to full damage, aka negating my entire ranged part of my fight. It took me so long to kill all of these guys. So, long story short, I slowly dungeon crawled my way through these tunnels, slowly killing off boys on the way to loot the 4 chests I needed to finish my quest. Then I met a trap dude who needed me to kill enough shamans to get their pendants so I could kill his awakened form, and blah blah blah, I've lost you. But yeah, I freed him, I think, and then I escaped this scary area. Shout out to all the friendly players who helped me survive when I accidentally pulled way too many, because I would have 100% died in these tunnels without their love. But after that awful section, which took me an hour to complete through only 3 quests, I was finally level 10. This now means pet time! I had to go back to Dolinar to complete my pet quests, which consisted of me taming a spider and giving it to the trainer, me taming a cat and giving it to the trainer, and finally, you guessed it, me taming a bird and giving it to the trainer. Then I was finally done. I went back to the area where I tamed that bird, and I bagged myself an owl. I appropriately gave it a name to suit my dumb-ass name of Cockrock. So, me and Hedwig did a few odd jobs here and there. We killed off some swamp monsters, killed some harpies, and then we got the hell out of Teldrassil. We took the flight path to Darkshore, the vile land that took my hot night elf GF from me. Wait, was there a lesson I told you guys at the start of this video? I don't know. Darkshore time! Little did I know what a mistake I had just made. As the name suggests, Darkshore is, well, dark. The clouds are dreary, the land is dull, and honestly, this area is made to make people depressed. I killed some crabs, touched a beached Nessie, killed some murlocs. I even killed some more imps and their cringe satyr masters. But finally, at level 12, I got into a fight in the south of Darkshore with a mysterious mega creature. I didn't tell you guys what killed my e-girlfriend, but it was a rabid bear. Guess what killed me? Off camera, I might add. I wasn't even filming because I didn't think anything interesting was going to happen, but I was chased down by a rabid thistle bear who tore apart Hedwig and then did the same to me. My run was over. I had failed. At only level 12 out of 60, I had lost. I was devastated. I was destroyed at the fact that I had messed up. I had all this wasted progress now. However, the worst part was I had to do Teldrassil all over again. Ah! But my quest to level 60 doesn't end here. Tune in next time for my second run as a hardcore classic night elf hunter.
addicted. Say my habits are bad, my silly life is conflicted. But if it makes me happy, why should I quit?